All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us here on Dave Cooper Live after an amazing week in Orlando at the National Association of Home Builders International Builders Show. Today, we are honored to be hosting the winners of the 2022 Global Innovation Award. Many of you have asked, how was the attendance at IBS 2022? What was new? What was different? Well, I am beyond thrilled to tell you that the attendance in and around the building systems presentations and panel discussions was very high, super high, higher than it's ever been. Rooms were filled, engaging questions asked, and lots of information exchanged. So when you think about global innovation and you think about the issues our industry and our world face, it is so fitting that on this day, typically filled with hearts and roses, I love the fact that this year's winner of Global Innovation Award is rooted in off-site construction. Why is this a big deal, you ask? The NAHB Global Innovation Awards recognize the most cutting-edge, advanced, and original products, services, homes, community champions of the building industry from around the world. We are pleased to have with us today David Bernardino, who's going to do the introduction, the chair of the NAHB's Global Opportunity Boards. He will share with us an inside look at the contenders for this award, who include home builders, developers, associates, and consultants for their determination, integrity, creativity, and endurance. And then we will welcome Italo Martin Schmädke, CEO and founder of HÜGA Technology, winners of this year's award. HÜGA Technology is a concrete-based volumetric modular construction technology which allows the production of houses, schools, hospitals, shops, and more, resulting in affordable, sustainable, resistant, and reusable quality products. Their objective is to overcome the global housing crisis through the adoption of new technologies and methods to achieve true efficiency. However, we can't do any of this without saying thank you to our sponsors who help us deliver these conversations. Carson Holmquist and the team at Stream Logistics, they are experts in high-stakes freight. They are the perfect choice for projects with timelines and specific delivery sequences. Shipments with high complexity and unique constraints. The new methods of construction need new transportation solutions, and they are up for the challenge. Go and check them out at streamlogistics.com and check out Carson Holmquist on LinkedIn. I'm telling you, they are doing it much differently. Shipping has never been the same, and we're proud to have them as a sponsor. And we also want to give a huge shout out to Paul Short and the Combi Lift team. They are the largest global manufacturer of multi-directional forklifts and straddle carriers, an acknowledged leader in long load handling solutions, offering a free warehouse and site optimization design service. That's right, free. They will come and check out your site and optimize it using their design services. More than 50,000 Combi Lifts units have been sold in over 85 countries since Combi Lift was established in 1998. Go to their website and check them out at combilift.com. All right, everybody, let's hop into this conversation. Without further ado, I am going to bring in David Bernardino. David, welcome to the show. Good to see you, David.
Good to see you as well. It seems like we've been seeing a lot of each other over the past week or so.
We were doing a live walkthrough of the startup zone, and you just happened to be in place for me to give a big old hug and hello to. So we had a great time, and man, what a fun place to be hanging out.
Absolutely.
I love it.
So yeah, let me give a quick overview as far as why we're here. So first, my day job, I'm the Chief Client Officer of Ammunition. We're a full-service digital marketing agency that helps brands in the building industry do everything from brand strategy to advertising services to lead gen and everything else in between. Agency websites here at the bottom of the screen. But additionally, we're heavily involved in the NAHB Federation. I serve on my local HBA on its board of directors. I'm a corporate trustee of the Leading Suppliers Council. But most importantly for today's conversation, I chair the NAHB's Global Opportunities Board, which is a new organization, probably about 3 or 4 years old, that's focused on trying to expand the NAHB's reach outside of the US, primarily by providing capability and fostering connectivity to pros in the US who want to look elsewhere outside the US for projects or innovation or things like that, but also as importantly for folks who are located outside of the US who are thinking of entering the US market. We host a lot of shop talks and other types of events, but the main plank of our platform is the Global Innovation Award, which for the first time this year was actually part of the Nationals, which for those who aren't familiar is the NAHB's largest sales and marketing award. It was held this past Tuesday as a gala event with over 800 marketing professionals attending, which was fantastic. It was great to see everyone from the industry there. But what we were trying to do was elevate the work that innovative folks like Italo is doing around the world. Folks ranging from developers, builders, manufacturers, all entered in 5 distinct categories, ranging from Community of the Year to Educator of the Year to innovative product and service. But the key focus was to shine a light on the great work that folks outside of the US are doing to contribute to the global residential construction industry, which we all know the best ideas can come from anywhere. It's a matter of us finding them and bringing them back to our shores. And so that is a key part of our mission.
You know what? It is such a global economy. The world is changing. Technology is changing, and there is innovation happening all over the place. And this is what's so great about, the global, outreach that you guys are currently working on. How do we do business with others overseas? And how do people overseas do business here in the United States? We're already doing it online. We're already seeing container ships full of offsite construction modules, concrete module, all these things coming in from all over. Let's give everybody an inside look to who we're going to have on the show real quick. They did an intro for the International Builders Show. Why don't we show that real quick before we bring in Italo? What do you think? Good idea?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Well, let's hope it plays. All right, so let me load that up and then we'll come back to it here. So with that said, I'm not sure where we're having some issues on that, but Italo, let's talk about it. Let's talk about Italo a little bit. How did you come across them? How did they enter this? And then let's bring them into the show. Why don't you do an intro for them?
Yeah, so Italo is the CEO of HÜGA Technology, and how they came across to us was they actually entered our award. So we actually have an open period of entries for the Global Innovation Awards, and they submitted an entry. And as part of that entry process, we started to get to know these folks. And it's amazing what HÜGA is doing. And I don't want to steal the thunder that they're about to share with us, but the way they're bringing about innovation, the way that they're solving some unique business case problems as far as housing and modular construction and resiliency and all of that stuff that you guys are talking about in your series, Dave. It's amazing how these guys are checking all those boxes and then some. And as they won the Global Innovation Award, we got to know each other a lot further last week at IBS, and just the passion, the energy, the excitement that they bring to the modular construction space. I think you guys are going to have a great time talking to Italo and learning more about his story.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. And hopefully they'll get this loaded up. So let's bring Italo in and let's share this story, because it is a big story. And he's like, he's getting up there with like one of the most interesting men in the world, right? He's going to be on a Dos Equis commercial one of these days soon. Italo, how are you, my friend?
Hi, how are you, everybody? Pleased to be here to talk to you.
It's great to have you as part of the show today, Italo. What's so exciting about this is, the National Association of Home Builders has been wanting to reach out globally for a long time, and they've been putting things in place, such as the board that David Bernardino sits on and heads up. tell us a little bit about how did you find out about the National Associations of Home Builders, and how did you find out about submitting your award?
Well, I connect them by LinkedIn. I take notice of Global Opportunities Award about 8 months ago. And well, I keep in touch with the staff, really great people. So, well, we did all the process of the submit, and we were also planning to start introducing our product in United States at the end of this year. So it was a great opportunity to be here. We plan to be at IBS show, and well, it was a great opportunity, because not only we submit a project that has the award, but we met a lot of great people and start building a net in this community and this industry here in the United States, in North America too.
Yeah, and you know, we had our board of trustees meeting, I think Monday, and right after that meeting, you walked up and you introduced yourself, right? And I was doing what I normally do, run out the door to get to the next thing. Can you tell us a little bit about how this concept came about and how you got started in you, because it's 3 brothers and your sister, right? So it's another family business, if I'm correct here. So like, were you guys just all sitting around the table throwing, rolls at each other, and then it popped in somebody's mind that, hey, we're gonna do something that's gonna change the world, and then we're gonna win a global innovation award through the National Association of Home Builders in America? Like, how did this whole concept start?
Well, just give me a second to go back a little bit long. Well, as you said, we are a family business with 8 years of experience. So we are a 4th generation of builders and precast concrete. So we have this acknowledgement in industrial, commercial, and housing products with concrete precast. And we are also professors in the university. And 3 or 4 years ago, we noticed that our students want to move, to travel around the world. They want to be stuck in structural, social structures, and they want to live wherever they feel comfortable with that. So we came with HÜGA, that was think for a ready to move on house. It's as I said, it's a precast building, based concrete, all fully equipped, that you can move and place wherever you want. Well, this product HÜGA spans from Danish philosophy called HÜGA, that means that you have to be happy with little things in life, enjoy the unnoticeable things during the day, and be happy with the nature and with your life and with simple things, and to enjoy with people who you love. So this project that started like a single module house, evolved in different projects, different models that you can join, like a Lego, for commercial uses, for health, for school, for, well, a lot of scope and market. And this is how this technology is based. It's a precast volumetric product, technology that you can apply to different markets and different products.
For sure. So, David, how did you go about picking HÜGA technology? Like, how does the judging go? What are you looking for that allows you to say, yeah, I mean, this is really different than anything else that we have here at the show this year?
Yeah, it's a great question, and I would be remiss if I didn't thank the volunteers who actually helped judge all of the submissions for the Global Innovation Awards. They were everything from leading architects, builders, building science professionals. You know, we cast a really wide net, led by the leadership of Jillian Pritchard Cook and Lita Dirks, who actually were the folks on the ground helping us pull this off. And what we looked for were a couple things. First of all, the degree of innovation that was out there, like how unique and different was this in the world? Second, how were their products applied, you know, given the market that they were in, you know, because at the end of the day, right, it's about the results that they bring, you know, in the markets that they serve. Thirdly, you know, we were looking at what was the reapplicability of their solution to various major problems that we're facing as an industry. And you talked about it before, Dave, as part of the earlier conversation, things like resiliency, you know, sustainability, you know, modular ability, you know, all those things that we talk about. We want to make sure that we recognize individuals and companies that brought really innovative solutions to those things. And then finally, we just want to see sort of the results that they brought in the markets that they were there, and, you know, to see the pretty picture, so to speak, because at the end of the day, a picture can showcase everything that we need to see. And, you know, if you look at Hyuga and their website and the stuff that they bring in Argentina, it's amazing. It's amazing how they've applied that concept that Italo was talking about to their marketplace. And, you know, you can see how their ideas could easily be reapplied, whether you're sitting in, you know, in China, or whether you're sitting in Western Europe, or whether you're sitting here, you know, where I'm based in Northern New Jersey. You know, it's really amazing to see how Italo's solutions can be used anywhere around the world.
Yeah, for sure. All right, listen, everybody, if you are joining us, we are live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. So make sure you get your tweets on. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you go there and subscribe. We're trying to grow the conversation about how we build it better. And people on our show are here to talk about that each and every week. So we're super happy you can join us today. David, we really appreciate you hopping on and giving us these quick intros and talking a little bit about what you're doing with the Federation. I love how they use the word Federation on everything they're doing at the National Association of Home Builders. But we're going to jump into this now. We got to get into the meat and potatoes and why people are here. So, David, thank you. Italo, now is your chance. Walk us through the mission statement. Walk us through what this solution is. And David, we'll come back to you in a little bit. Go ahead, Italo. The floor is yours. Go ahead.
Well, thank you, Dave. Well, as David said, well, we plan and we imagine a technology that can be applied all over the world for different climates. And the other main idea was that we had to introduce the digitalization of the construction in our industry. As you all know, our industry it's behind, I think, 100 years if you compare with other industries such as automobile industries. So there is a special need to change from traditional ways of construction to modular construction. In that way, HÜGA technology gives an opportunity to do that, because you can combine the digitalization of the company using modern methods of construction based on world-class manufacturing. That's a process that created Toyota to produce their automobiles. So you have a continuous improvement in your task, in your procedures. And we combine that with BIM processes in 10th dimensions, and we program a BPM for each process or task in our facility. So with these innovations and these apps with virtual reality and mixed reality, you're able to track all the procedures. The procedures are divided in tasks, and each task is trackable. So each employee has the correct information and instructions step by step to do that process during the production,
right,
and has all the tools necessary to do the job very well. So you eliminate or you avoid micromanaging. You increase your production, your efficiencies. You reduce your weights and the waste, and the efficiency of the labor increases a lot. You know, with this technology, we can reduce about 90% of the weights, and we can reuse that or recycle that. We don't leave all the garbage inside, and we can, or we are able to reduce about 46% of labor due to these continuous improvements of the technology.
So let's talk about the specific technology and what we're doing. We're talking about concrete modular. You have come up with a technology and a system to where this can be built 2D or 3D. It can be built in the field or it can be built in the factory by using specialized forms that you have, I'm assuming, have some IP on, intellectual property on, that you are using and looking for partners from around the world to implement your technology and your process. Is that accurate?
Yes, Dave, it's correct. Well, the technology is similar, but of course, it depends on the market and the level of production that our partner needs. If you want to produce, for example, 2 houses per month, maybe you can use two-dimensional models, forms, or molds. Or if you want to scale and have a great production, I am telling you about 20 houses per month, maybe you just need a three-dimensional modular form. So we have this variety, you know. Of course, the investment grows when you need more production, and if you have a great facility, you don't depend on the weather. That's a good idea, and the automatization of the processes are better. So, but we have in mind, when we decided how to do this process, to switch that, as I told you. So we train our partners how to do it, how to evolve, and how to digitalize their procedures to be more accurate, to reach their new goals, you know.
Yeah.
Couple of years ago, I read an article that was prepared for a UK government about the labor in the construction industry. Well, the researcher just summarized that: modernize or die. You know, talking about that the companies that don't switch to modular construction in a few years will disappear because they won't be able to compete with the other ones. So we work each day in Hyuga to democratize or evangelism these switch, and they give the companies or professionals the possibility, you know, to achieve these new goals in a short term, an easy way, you know, and with low investment, you know. So all of the objectives is as you put in the presentation. Our objective is to overcome the housing crisis, you know. Just to give you an information, for example, in the United States, we need to double the production here, and in 10 years, we can reduce the gap. That's impossible. So that is telling you that we need changes right now. We need changes, and
we
need new technologies that give different opportunities to reach these goals.
Yeah, well, and you know what? I mean, double is even kind of short. I think we need to, quadruple the production of what we're doing to meet the current housing crisis, to meet the demands of what we have going on for the unskilled labor that we're dealing with as well. I'm going to actually reshare something else. We're having some issues with that video, but let me put a picture up of what we're talking about here so people can see that as we go through this. Now, and while I'm pulling this up, Italo, can you please tell us, I mean, you're currently doing projects here now. Walk us through how many projects you have going on, not only here, but, globally.
Yeah, globally, we build in Argentina and Brazil and Venezuela, and also in Spain. And right now, well, we are entering the market here in North America and Europe at the same time with this product that we truly believe that will revolutionize all the industry. And well, it will make a difference. We really want to make a difference in the society. It's it's one of the values that our grandfathers transmit to us generation to generation to transform the environment and to develop sustainability, in a sustainable way of building. And we truly believe that it will help. It will reduce your deadlines, your times. It will reduce your overcomes. So it's well, I think it's the path, it's the way, to the new era of the construction industry.
For sure.
Well, you're looking at.
Yeah, walk me through what I'm looking at here, because this is one of your standard models.
Yes, yes.
And then we're going to flip through some of the photos that we have here.
Okay, yeah, it's a Hyuga home. As you see, it's a concrete shell, and inside it has insulation and steel frame and gypsum panels. It's about 486 square feet. It has one bedroom and bathroom, a living room, and a mezzanine. So it's not a container. It's much bigger. When you are in or you are inside, you will be there. It's incredible. It's spacious, and it was designed like in Gothic architecture. Every place has a storage or has, we design in volumetric design. So it's very comfortable. It's cozy and a lot of storage. Has a lot of storage, of course.
Yeah.
With very quality design. And all the materials are really certified, so you are able to certificate with leads. So well, that's Hyuga home. It is just one. As you can see, it's just one.
So tell me a little bit about the process here, right? So you're looking for partners here in the United States and elsewhere in the world. You're using a proprietary panel technology or form technology that you've created. You can produce, just up to a handful in the field, or 20 units going out the door on a regular basis. How does the process work? I say, you know what, Italo, I love what you're doing. I want to do this here in the United States. Why should I use your product? Why should I switch from traditional construction to your form of concrete modular construction? What would you tell me?
Well, first thing, it's that with modular construction or this type of technology, you can plan better. you design, in the design, we notice the interferences because using BIM, you can produce faster, you know, the cycle of your business is faster, you can produce more, you can reduce the waste, you can obtain lower prices for materials because your production and your sales are systematized. You reduce your micromanaging, and you work better each day. You know, you have we can track all the tasks, and we have like different indicators of the procedures. And with this technology, I'm talking about concrete, you know, well, it's durable, it's it resists, and you can place it wherever. We say that you can place wherever you want because it resists earthquakes from California, hurricanes in Florida, humidity of Louisiana, I know, snowfall in Ontario, or tornadoes or wildfires in Colorado. So we can arrange, you know, different products from different latitudes. And I think that's a great advantage of this project. You know, the final consumer will have less insurance, very low maintenance, you know, lower consumption of energy. So it has a lot of advantages, you know, not only for the producer, but the consumer. And we have noticed that here, you know.
Yeah. And so let's we're going to get to a couple comments and questions here in a second too. And just so everybody knows, on LinkedIn, we're getting your comments. We're going to put them up manually. Unfortunately, LinkedIn's comments for the last couple of days are not showing up, but we are getting them, and we're going to talk about them in a second. I really want people to understand. I mean, there's the difference between having a concrete form like we do foundations or ICF foundations with foam. With your system, the form is the exterior wall and the interior wall. Is that accurate when I say that? Or how much finish work is involved with your process?
Well, we do all the process on the facility, but the concrete is just the exterior shell. The insulation is inside. All the steel frame, we did it in industrialized panels too, you know. It's not a manual procedure, so it's all prepared to do it faster, trackable, you know, and to move in an easy way to automate processes. You know, you can add these automated processes, you know, in the time. So you can evolve and transform really to a 4.0 industry.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
very
it.
Quickly. Yeah. And from my understanding, as technology grows, the technology that you're using can grow with it.
That's the idea. Yeah, that's the idea. You can grow that when you're growing. You can grow the technology at, of course, like a facility, at new lines or new procedures. So it's very versatile. And the good thing is that we can use the form for different scopes. You know, you can use, like, for example, for store, and use these models for an open air walk-in. You know, you can use them for half both. You can use for multifamily purposes. You know, you can store the different modules. So I think it's very good for the partner because he can produce for different markets, not only different states or countries, but for different scopes too.
And different scopes as well, right?
Yeah.
So let's get a couple comments here, and then I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the cost value of what you're doing as well. So LinkedIn's not showing up, but we're going to say Judy Donnell. I bet David Bernardino knows who Judy Donnell is. What's happening, Judy? She says, hello, Dave C. and David B. So she's saying a quick shout out. Hey, listen, we're going down towards Central America with Gilbert Meyer. He says, it's great to meet innovators in the building industry. We are lacking real innovation. So Gilbert Myers, MMC3, you might want to check them out as well. You have a lot to talk about, I'm sure. Al Atunasu, how you doing, Al? It's good to hear from you. He says, congratulations to you. Well done. Glad you guys are winning there. We also have Jordy Puchinger from Modular. He says, morning all. And we got Robert August, Robert August. Glad to have recruited Italo and his team to join the National Association of Home Builders with a global membership and soliciting HÜGA Technologies to enter the Global Innovation Awards. What a great company to participate in the National Association of Home Builders. I could not agree more. And listen to who's on. We got Jerry McCahey. Very impressive what these guys are achieving. I think it is very impressive. And we also have another young entrepreneur, Matteo Atwi. Question, can you tell us a little bit about the concrete pouring process and the forms? Go for it.
Well, about the concrete pouring process, we use standard concretes. When we use two-dimensional molds, we can do it in stages. And we use 3D molds. We use a self-compacting concrete, and we are studying, for example, new procedures and new types of concrete to use lighter concretes and concretes that retain carbon, so it's a great opportunity to innovate. And of course, we are doing it day by day and with different clients that request different things, For example, we're working with some company in the company in Lithuania, close from Russia, and they have a new code, a new standard of energy that's very, very, very impressive. So we have new challenges every day, but we can solve that with the technology.
Yeah. And I think that's the important part here. And I've been sharing, I want to put it back up here as well, is even with your website, it gives a whole lot of insight to what you guys have going on. I mean, you're doing a lot more than just ADUs and, small living units. You guys are also very much in the commercial space. So just so I understand this correctly, your forms can be expanded on to be as small or as large as you want the structure to be. Is that accurate?
Yeah, of course, with 3D forms, you have to plan it very, very well. And you have a little of revenge, to move and for design. But it's think and create for massive production, with two-dimensional forms, you have a lot of versatility, but instead the times of production are lower and your capacity is lower.
Yeah. Tell me the type of partner you're looking for here in the United States, Italo, and then we're going to wrap it up.
Yeah. Well, Dave, we're looking for of course, for a partner, a builder. It is not necessary to be a precast builder because all the procedures, and we think all the procedures to be easy, to be trained. They don't need to know or to have a lot of expertise in concrete, So all the processes were created to be very easy, and so that you don't need very skilled crew, in your facility. And that gives you another advantage, than in artisanal way of construction, that each day changes or each project changes. The person knows or understands what to do, and it's very easy. You repeat it all the day, so it's very easy to do the job.
Well, and that helps with the lack of skilled labor. It helps with moving things through your pipeline. It gives you better quality control. And most importantly, it helps you have a happy consumer, whoever's buying the product at the very end, right? It's all about how is the end user happy with what they're buying and how are they living in it? Are they comfortable? And the more, and you know, it's funny, Jerry's on here. Jerry says it all the time. It's not about finding more labor. It's about how do we use the labor that we have more efficiently and more effectively, right? We'll get more labor, but let's how do we become more efficient with what we already have? And I think that's you know, part of this equation of what you're saying. You put the system in place, you have the forms in place. You need some skilled labor that can plug and play your system, whether it's in a factory or in the field.
Yeah, and I agree with that. And the customer, it's very happy because it's the installation is a control area, you know. It's all systematized, it's all tracked, it's all controlled. And the rewards are few. There are less accidents in your labor, so that's good for people and for the company. And it gives you, we give our customers an update, you know, it's a democratized product. So when there is a new, I don't know, a new feature, we can do or relate with the customer and give a new stuff to them. So we keep very related with our consumers. And
for sure,
it's concrete, you know. You can live there 200 years, you know, but with very low maintenance. So that's a good advantage. It's very durable.
We're gonna hit just a couple more questions here. I know we said we're gonna wrap it up, but we got good questions. You know, a big question is, you know, what's the price for your 486 square foot unit from Gilbert Meyer?
Well, I can tell you the approximately the cost here maybe in Florida. It varies from state to state. So if I give you a number, well, it depends. It's different the price in Argentina than here, but I think your audience is most from the US. So about the cost of our production, you know, it's about $120 per square feet. I think it's more valuable information for our audience than the final price of the.
Well, and that's understandable, right? Because that does not include land. You still got to find the land to put it on. So, but the structure itself, I mean, is fairly in line with, you know, some of the other things we're seeing in the market. Peter Molinar has a question for you. He's asking, is the end product designed to meet passive house standards? How much energy efficiency can be realized when the building is complete? So is the product designed to meet passive house standards?
Yeah, a very good question. It's a very good question. Well, we of course we work a lot with that. We can call energy efficient or passive house, but we work a lot with that to reach different standards. So we can do that, and we're working on off-grid construction too. There are a lot of requests to do villages off-grid, you know, so with solar panels and all this stuff. What I'm telling you is that if we do without a special design, our consumption is 40% lower than the average house in the United States.
It's 40% lower than the average house, is what you said. Is that accurate?
Yeah, that's correct.
Wow, I love it. All right, I'm going to let that flash through so people can kind of see some of the inside of this while we're talking. We have another comment here from S. Robert August. He says, there is a 5 million housing deficit in the U.S., according to the National Association of Home Builders and the National Association of Realtors. So we will not meet the demand until 2029. 2029. Your technology, HÜGA's technology, will make a decided difference along with other technologies. So I appreciate you putting some stats up there. We do appreciate that. S. Robert Augusta. And then Eric Scott says, hello from Viz. What a great innovation. Looking forward to seeing more information and seeing it in person. And then my last comment that we're going to get to today, because we are out of time, is from Alexandra de Cogne. Alexander is from Canada. And he says he's glad to encounter another great innovative manufacturer, would love to match their products with our prefab all-in-one HVAC D units. And I do know Alexandra. He has been on the show, and they are designing things to work for Passive House standard. That is somebody you should probably touch base with here in the United States with your
great Alejandra. I really like if you can contact me, Yeah. We worked last year with the First Nations in Canada. They really like the product because they need a product that can, a durable product, These communities, there is now a private property is from the whole community. So, and they are having trouble because with young people destroy the houses, and they really like that. So, well, let's keep in touch, please.
Yeah. You'll like Alexander. He's definitely somebody that's super, super important when it comes to the world of Passive House and other things. So good to see Alexander. All right, listen, let's bring David Bernardino back on, because how often do we get to have David Bernardino on the show with us? I see him still hanging out down there. He's got a big smile. He's freezing his butt up there in New Jersey, I bet. Nice and warm down here in the Carolinas. So let's bring David back in and get his 2 cents, and then we're going to wrap it up. David, what do you think of this?
I leave nothing but inspired. I think, just hearing what Italo is bringing and how they're solving it. There's a lot of naysayers out there that say, oh, there are a lot of headwinds facing the home building industry. But when you talk to folks like Italo and other folks that are really pushing the envelope on innovation, you leave nothing but inspired, but also with the belief that the future is bright for the industry. So I can't thank you enough, Italo, for the work that you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you, Dave.
For sure. And congratulations on winning the award. I mean, a global award of any type, in my opinion, is amazing. And when you have the National Association of Home Builders, and I think there was upwards of 70,000 attendees this year, 70,000. Now that's down, from other COVID years where we were over 100, 110 out in Las Vegas. And I'm sure from this year, it's going to go right back there as this COVID thing winds down. But to win an award with so many people that have entered and to be picked is quite impressive. And you and your brother and your sister, your brothers and sister, because there's 3 brothers and a sister, let's not forget that are involved in this. And we need more women in the home building industry. We need more people like the folks that did the house that she built. We need that more than anything. So congratulations. So
Great.
All right, so we're not done with awards. Tomorrow we are doing more awards. That's right. Guess who was the moderator for some of these awards this year and then showcasing? Yours truly. So we're going to have the finalists, the ones that were awarded, the ones that were picked on the show tomorrow. In fact, we're going to have AI hard helmets. Just imagine. Being in New York and you have a project in California and you got a new worker and they're wearing a hard hat, and you can come in and see what they're seeing, and vice versa. They can see what you're seeing, and you can work together through the virtual world. The stuff's amazing, and it's used for training. How do you train an untrained workforce? Well, this is one way of doing it. You got to have to tune in to find out who they are, but we will have them and Swidget and so many others on the show tomorrow. David, you going to join us tomorrow? You got to say, yeah, I'm going to tune in.
I will definitely try my best to join in, man. That sounds exciting, Dave.
Yep, it's going to be a good time. All right, and for the rest of you out there, please hit that like and share button. Go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. If we missed your comments on LinkedIn, we will get to them, or any of the other platforms. We appreciate all of you out there, and there's a lot of you out there today, which is amazing. Thank you for the global audience. Italo, I do appreciate you. Do not go anywhere, David and Italo. Stay right there. I'll come back to you after our outro.
Just give me a second, Dave. Yeah, just give me a second. I want to, give send a kiss from a distance from my wife to my wife in Valentine's Day. she will really appreciate that.
Oh yeah. Hey, well, how about we all say Happy Valentine's Day to Italo's family, because he's here because of the International Builders Show, and obviously it made sense probably for you to extend and do a little business after the show. So that's pretty awesome that you're willing to give up that commitment. And so what is your wife's name?
Mele.
Melly?
Mele, sí.
Yeah, Melly. Well, happy Valentine's Day, Melly, from all of us here in the United States. You should be very proud of what your husband, brothers, and his sister have done. I think it's amazing. Good. All right, everybody. Right. That's a wrap. We are adding extra shows this week, so tune in tomorrow. You do not want to miss it. 1 o'clock, we're going to have the Best of IBS Awards on the show. And we're going to talk about each one of their products. And then we're scheduled again on Wednesday and then back again on Friday. It's a busy week. Only here on Dave Cooper Live can you get the real scoop in real time, unedited and unfiltered. David Italo, stay right where you're at. The rest of you, have a good day. Bye now.